Welcome back to episode 37 of the ATD Baseball Podcast. And oh my goodness, we have a full house today.
Let's
Crowded in
go.
here. It's crowded in here. I'm not used to all three of us being in the same Zoom meeting, but it's nice that we're all together for this episode. Uh, I guess we have some things to talk about. We will not be talking about the Angels. So for all you people who think all we do is talk about the Angels, we're going to do something different today and not mention them.
Now listen, wasn't a unanimous choice. Melo wanted to bash the Angels again for the 50th episode in a row, and I know we're only at 37, but trust me on that one. Melo was fighting and clawing just to bash
Definitely.
the Angels one more time.
Definitely.
He enjoys doing that, but Kyle and I were trying to be the voices of reason.
That's
Um,
exactly what happened.
exactly.
Is there a Guinness World Record for bashing the Angels?
I don't know what to get on that.
You got it, if there is.
What are we talking about though?
We're talking about how the Giants and Rangers have completely fallen off the face of the earth, and there's still 3 weeks left to go in the season. Touch on some Dodgers stuff. Not surprising news with one pitcher. A little bit of surprising with the star player, and then we'll talk some Yankees. Seems
We
like
got to.
some as we as we have to because we have
Yeah.
to, according to Matt.
Well, Kyle's on, so we have to talk about the Yankees.
That too.
Of course.
No Phillies. We're not talking Phillies
That's
today.
what I was gonna say. We got to talk a little Phillies if I'm on here too.
Yes, we'll do that too.
Biggest news out of Phillies: Bryce Harper shaved his beard.
Yes.
What's up with that?
Looks like me.
I gotta say, Bryce, keep the beard. Keep the beard.
100%.
Mm.
Now,
Keep it like not like actually. No, I'm not gonna say who that. I'm not gonna say the person. No, I'm not gonna do that. No,
I think
I'll tell
I
you
was
off
thinking
recording.
mustache, maybe. Bryce Harper with just the mustache. I'd like to see what it looks like,
Interesting.
because then it'd be a little hint at what he would have looked like if the Yankees would have signed him.
That is true. Sadly,
But
we will know that.
Yankees weren't interested, so
That's the subject for a different time.
yeah, for when we talk about the Yankees later. No, okay. So, Giants and Rangers, both currently not in the playoffs. Sort of two different situations. The Rangers, it is one spot for them, and it is the bullpen because they blow games more often than they're able to close them out.
Batman.
Kyle is probably smiling so much because his old friend Aroldis Chapman is one of their closers, and I use that term very lightly for the Rangers. The Giants, they've just sort of been bad, right, Melo?
Yeah, I mean they were already playing above expectations. To me, it's like, all right, well, this is what they are. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if they didn't have such a decent start in the first 3 months of the season.
They just came back down to reality, I guess.
Yes, what they should have done 2 years ago, but didn't do.
Fair enough. So the Rangers, who were once winning their division, the AL West, currently sitting half a game out of the American League wild card, and the Giants, who at one point were in the first place wild card spot, and they were like 3 games out of the division at one point, something like that.
On August 1st, they were 2.5 games out of first place.
There you go. And now they are 3 games out of the final wild card spot, sitting at 70-70, right at 500. Not a good look. In the AL West, though, Houston Astros have taken over the division. The Mariners half a game out, and the Rangers fell the whole way down to 3 games out. Obviously not impossible. By no means impossible to win the division yet. But I was thinking about this, how I wanted to ask this question earlier. Kyle, would you be more scared to be a Giants fan or a Rangers fan for the rest of the season?
I think that's the Rangers 100%. And it's only because of what Melo had said. the Giants are already playing above expectations, right? So if I was a Giants fan, I mean, I wouldn't, from the very start of the season, I wouldn't have expected too much. But the Rangers, man, I mean, making these big moves, spending over $500 million in the last however many off seasons, and I mean, you had some high expectations. You were overtaking the Astros, right? And you kept the Mariners at bay. So, in my opinion, it's definitely the Rangers for sure.
Melo, you agree? Probably.
I agree 1000%. It's the Rangers. Kyle hit it right on the head. But I guess just to play a little devil's advocate with the Giants, the NL West has been, I don't want to say disappointing. That's not the right word because listen, the Rockies are not good. We thought San Diego was going to be a lot better this year. They're no good. Arizona has finally flipped the script and they're getting their things back in order. And the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They're going to do their thing. So there was a little bit of a window for the Giants, maybe in one of those years where they weren't expected to get in. They, sneak in the back door with the final wild card or they get in.
It was open.
Yeah, exactly. It was wide open and just they can't hit right now. That's the big problem. They can't hit. Now, granted, they didn't do much at the deadline to really improve those things, but if I'm a big free agent, it's like, do I really want to go to San Francisco? I'm not saying because it's not a great city and it's not a great fan base. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. It's beautiful ballpark. It's a great fan base. Who wouldn't want to play there? I get all that. But you're a star and you go to San Francisco. Yeah, there's other pieces there. Wilmer Flores, Jock Peterson. And then you insert some big name after that. It's like, who's going to bring me home? Or I have to do all the heavy lifting every night.
They got some young pieces going forward. Maybe their catcher, Patrick Bailey, seems to be something to be excited about. And they just called up their... Yes, exactly. Yeah. There's some names there to like. I agree with you. There's not a lot. Like Brandon Crawford's on his way out the door, I believe. But then there's a lot of guys like JD Davis. Like, hey, is a solid MLB player right there. But like he's not, I don't know, you shouldn't be counting on him for, to be a catalyst in your offense necessarily. Not that he hasn't had a decent season because you see him popping up quite a few times in our player of the game, couple home runs, RBIs every night, it seems like. But I think I had to go with the Rangers, and not surprising we all went with them because the expectations, like you guys said, have been there. And then their high was so high this season that they were winning the division. They were in firm control of the division. They were cruising to the playoffs, and now they just completely fell out of contention. Now, like I said, I don't want to say that they're out of it completely because there's I don't want to say there's plenty of time left, but there is enough time left. As long as there's 3 games left and they're 3 games out, there's a chance that it can happen. And obviously there's way more time left than that. But now the team that replaced them, the Blue Jays, 77-63, Rangers 76-63, half a game out. Would you rather be a Rangers or Blue Jays fan for the rest of the season?
Rangers. I'm biased though.
Fair. Melo?
We'll go Toronto. Just because they've done it before. Now, granted, they haven't done much when they get in, but at least I've seen them get into the postseason before. Rangers, we haven't seen it. And this is another reason why it's a big deal if the Rangers don't get in because they went all in at the trade deadline. Scherzer, Montgomery, forgetting their other pieces. But just to answer the first question, I'd rather be Toronto right now.
I think I would too. And a lot of that lies on the bullpen of the Rangers and the fact that you can't really do anything now to change that anymore. Now, sure, we've seen bullpens sure up when you get into the postseason, Braves 2021 comes to mind, but
Dodgers 2022,
yes, the Dodgers have had that happen too.
2019,
There's
2018.
sounds like the Dodgers have had a shaky bullpen recently.
Yes.
The only thing detracting on the Blue Jays side is Bo Bichette being injured for the rest of the season, or part of the rest of the season. I don't know what his status is currently, to be honest. But I don't. I guess that's a bit of a sad news there. Whatever you want to say, detractor going for the rest of the season. But you think the Rangers sneak into the playoffs still?
I think so.
Damn. I'm gonna say no. Gonna say no. I think when it rains, it pours. Just it's been that bad. Everything that can go wrong, did go wrong. And I just think, like I said, I think I've seen it before with Toronto. I trust them more to get into the postseason than the Rangers.
Fair enough.
So, real quick, I just want to give you a quick rundown of why I had thought that the Rangers still might make the postseason, right? So, Toronto right now, right? They have the third wild card spot. Not only I'm completely throwing my Yankee bias out of the way. I do not like the Blue Jays, obviously. But when you look at this team, right? You hit it earlier with Bo Bichette, right? He's one of the top producers on this team. And this young core that we have been waiting to see take off has not. I'm still waiting for this movie, by the way. Still not sure where that's at. I mean, I guess it's still in production or something. But I
the
think
writer's strike.
There you go. I was just gonna say that.
The Blue Jays might have an issue on their hands. Obviously, this is a whole nother ball game that we can get into another day, but I think they might have an issue on their hands depending on how these, I don't know, this season, next season goes. I also think that way because I think Texas can overtake Toronto. And other than Texas in playoff hunt is Boston and New York. New York's not getting in, and I place money on it that Boston's not getting in either. So as long as Texas can just try to make that bullpen work, I think it's okay. And here's the thing, Texas is good everywhere else. I mean, they're putting up at least 10 runs a night. Every time I check my phone, they're scoring 10 plus runs. I don't get it, but they are. If they just figure out this bullpen thing, I think that's all they need. And I don't think the sky's falling in Texas quite yet, but I could be completely wrong on this. But I just personally think for Texas.
Okay.
You had an opportunity to be the talk of the state in Texas this season because the Astros got off to a slow start. Now, listen, obviously the Astros are going to get in, but if you're Rangers, you had a golden chance this year to bring some of that media attention, bring some of that media coverage back to the Rangers. Right now, it's completely back on the Astros because they've played well in the last week and the Rangers have completely fallen off. To me, there's something to that having just the national attention, especially a big state like Texas. And I think Rangers are missing a golden opportunity with how they've been performing the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah. Rangers are calling up their top prospect as well, I believe. First base, Evan Carter. Okay, there you go. But on the other side, Adolis Garcia just injured his knee the other night. I think it was just last night, leaping up against the wall. So that's a huge part of your offense right there for sure. So that's not good news. But I think we're going to move on now, talking about the Dodgers a little bit. Melo, how are we feeling in Dodgerland? News, obviously, that Walker Buehler is not going to pitch the rest of the season. A lot of people were thinking that was going to come out, or was it going to be the case when he got Tommy John? But he seemed pretty confident that he was going to be able to come back. news came out. Obviously, he's not going to. Mookie Betts also injured himself just the other day. X-rays came back negative though, so that's good. But current feeling in Dodgerland?
A little bit of panic. Pitching's already thin as it is. Clayton Kershaw's still dealing with a shoulder injury. Couldn't even top 90 miles an hour on a fastball the other night. Obviously, the whole Urias situation, he's not there anymore. Thank God we got a good pitching performance out of Ryan Pepio yesterday. He was 1 out away from taking a perfect game into the 8th inning. So it looks like it's gonna be Lance Lynn and the kids trying to win some damn playoff games. And let's see with Kershaw, but I'm excited for it because I want to see these young kids get playoff experience, especially Bobby Miller, because I think he's going to be good. But I get a sick feeling in my stomach. And it's almost that time of the year again. And I feel okay, but I definitely felt a lot better 2 weeks ago.
See, Melo keeps saying he's nervous for the postseason. He thinks they're going to get knocked out by the Brewers.
Damn right.
See, and
Corbin Burns, we're going to lose to him in Game 5 at home. He's going to throw 7 innings with 15 strikeouts, and we're going to lose 3-1. That's what's going to happen.
I don't know if Kyle feels the same way in the past with the Astros, probably would be my guess. Me personally, I'm excited for the playoffs again. We're fresh off a trip to the World Series after not making the playoffs for the past 10 or 11 seasons, whatever it was. So I'm ready for the playoffs. But let's keep it Dodgers here, I guess. Kyle, what are you thinking? I mean, we heard Melo's takeaway. Are you, I don't want to say panicking. Obviously, you're not a Dodgers fan, but what are you feeling about the Dodgers?
First off, I don't really appreciate you bringing up the Astros again. That it hits a nerve, Matt. That's a very sensitive subject to me. You should know that by now. Come on.
We just took care of business against them.
So did we. We swept on.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the Dodgers here. So I think this really, really relies on Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw. Depending on what they have going into October, then I'll be able to get a better feeling for this, obviously. But I wouldn't, as long as there's no crazy injury news about either of those two, I wouldn't be panicking too much. I mean, you have a firm lead in the NL West. Just stay afloat. I mean, you're gonna see these new kids, pitching, playing up until October. That's got to be exciting for Dodger fans. Got Lance Lynn, who seems like he's back, to pretty damn good Lance Lynn, So I just think it really relies on Mookie Betts and Clayton Kershaw. If I was a Dodger fan, I wouldn't be panicking. I think it's okay. I think it's gonna be okay. But like I said, it really, really relies on them two guys for sure.
I gotta say that you could be a little worried. I can understand that. You can see it on a positive or negative light that you're going into the postseason with rookies. Obviously, it's easy to see the negative side that, well, they have never been in this bright of lights before in their life, most likely, even if they were, number one star recruit, whatever you want to say, prospect coming up through, such as Bobby Miller. He's never pitched in a Major League Baseball playoff game before, and that's lights that are brighter than he's ever seen. Now, on the flip side of that, there are lights that are brighter, or those are the brightest lights he's ever seen. So he can step up in the big games. Some people don't need to warm up to go into the playoffs. Sometimes they just dominate in their first game. Some people feed off the energy. Sometimes people shrink in the moment. It's hard to tell, obviously, till you get into the moment. But I would at least try and read it on the positive side. And with Mookie Betts, that's a huge loss if he's going to be out for a while. But he's going to be back for the postseason, right? Regular season soon? Or is there no timeline yet?
So what happened was he fouled off a ball off of his foot, and they took him out of the game partly because it was a 10-0 win already. It was like game was over. It was in the 8th inning. But the thing that made everybody panic is that he left the game on crutches. That was the thing that scared everybody, including myself. But Dave Roberts said about an hour ago that he is off the crutches now. He's not playing this weekend, and he should be back for the Padres series next week, starting on Monday. So we'll see. I don't know. The swelling went down his foot, so that's a good thing. But he'll be ready for the postseason. I'm not concerned about that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we should be pretty good with the Dodgers. But never know. Melo's still not feeling great about Dodgers going
Again,
into the
I do
postseason.
know. I do know. Yelich is gonna hit a 2-run home run. Santana's gonna get a couple of knocks in there, and we're gonna lose 3-1 in Game 5.
Heard it here first. We'll pull that
Yes.
clip up again when it comes to be. But now we're gonna move on. Okay, so we got Kyle on. Obviously, we got to talk Yankees. It's just the rules. We're going around the horn here because Melo Dodgers. Now we got Kyle's Yankees. I guess we'll wrap it up with a little Phillies talk after this then. But Kyle, you said it perfectly last week. It is a new era in the Bronx. Jason Dominguez called up. Josh Donaldson gone. The Josh Donaldson era is over. Obviously, it seems like there's a new energy there, a new vibe. Is that the case?
100%. I mean, you could feel it in that Houston series. I mean, the Yankees went in there, swept them for the first time since 2013. I mean, it gave us a little jolt, I mean, the Yankees have been what they've been all season long, but seeing these guys called up, it's given me flashbacks to 2017 all over again. 2016 with Gary Sanchez, and then obviously Judge got called up as well. This, and then Glaber made his way. It's different for sure. It's not the Yankees that I'm used to. It sucks the way the season is going, but it's exciting, man. I mean, I am fully back in to New York Yankees baseball. But I'm in it in a different way. I'm not getting mad over the things that I was before. This team's out of I don't give a shit about percentages, playoff chances. This team is out of the playoffs, will not be playing in October this season. So I'm seeing where it goes. I'm fully in on Jason Dominguez. Austin Wells is looking good. Everson Pereira, and of course Oswald Peraza. Dominguez and Peraza both had 3-hit nights. I believe it was 2 nights ago. These guys are great, man. I mean, they're giving Yankee fans something to look forward to. My only hope is this isn't just a September thing. I need to see these kids in the lineup for 2024 on opening day. And I swear to God, if they're not, I'm not going to be too happy. I better see Dominguez in the 3-hole, 4-hole, wherever the hell they're going to have him. Judge batting second. And then when you get to the bottom of the lineup, you got those core young guys with Wells, Pereira, Volpe, Peraza, all those guys. Hey, maybe even a little bit of Bellinger in there. You never know. But it's basically, to wrap it up, I'm very excited. I'm going in with no expectations. I just want to see these kids play. And Dominguez is off to an incredible start. And you're a dangerous team when you got guys who are trying to prove everything. And that's exactly what the Yankees have right now. I wish they would have done this like a month before they did, because who knows, maybe the Yankees would have been in a playoff spot. But it is what it is, and I'm excited.
Yeah, it's very intriguing to see all these young kids come up and play well for the Yankees, especially after they had so many old veterans that they held on to for so long who were not performing remotely close to well for the Yankees. Basically, I'm naming Josh Donaldson and thinking of Josh Donaldson, but I'm sure there were a few others there as well. You didn't mention Volpe too much there, and he's really turned around his season compared to his opening weeks, I would say, because it was a little bit he was very hyped up, and then he sort of, I don't want to say he disappointed, but like he was off to a rocky start, and now he's turned it around so much so that he's been in our player of the game so much, and I keep putting stinking Gleyber Torres's face there for him. I apologize for that. I do know the difference between Gleyber Torres and Anthony Volpe. But no, I think I've been impressed by Volpe's. He was able to stick with it. He didn't let it get to him too much. The whole bright lights of New York and all that stuff. Not that that isn't a thing, because it is, but I think it's a little overhyped sometimes. But he was able to turn it around, and he's had a decent rookie season, especially in the last month or so.
No, I mean you hit it right there. He's the first Yankee rookie to ever have a 2020 season. I mean, and going back on the bright lights in New York thing, this kid was hyped up, and he's compared to Derek Jeter so damn much, and it pisses me off. And it's the same with Dominguez. Dominguez's comps have been Mickey Mantle, Mike Trout, Bo Jackson. How do you live up to that? Right. And then Volpe, same thing. So Volpe has taken on the Stanton approach to New York. He's never let it get to him. He's never made dumbass comments, and he's just played the game. And now he's turned in a very nice rookie season, and he's going to be the Yankee shortstop for years to come.
Yeah. Melo.
I said it last week and I'll say it again. You feel good about the future now. Because for a while there, you didn't know what direction this team was going to go. There's my 2 cents.
Oh, perfect.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, perfect.
Rodon can get off my team, though. I'll add that. I'll add that.
So, are you off of Rodon already?
No, I'm not. Like I said, I have no expectations right now. I don't care. I really don't. I understand he's been injured. I understand he's coming into a completely new situation. But his stats don't look good. It's not promising at all. But I'm gonna give him more than a half a year. I mean, I'm not like every other Yankee fan who, if they don't come out of the gate swinging, then that's it. I'm looking forward to 2024, a fully healthy Carlos Rodon. If he can just give me half of what he was in San Francisco, I'll be happy, because you got Cole in front of you. He's never had that stability before. So having a full season healthy, then I'll give you my actual opinion. But right now, I'm not happy about it. But, we'll see how next year goes, and then I'll give you my full opinion.
Fair enough. One word answer here. Does Garrett Cole win AL Cy Young?
110% yes. And if he doesn't, I'm going to be rioting.
Okay. Melo, you think so?
I think so.
Okay. I think Luis Castillo is making a case. I'm not.
Come on, man.
I think there's a case. I know it rubs salt in the wound because the Yankees were supposed to trade for him like 3 years in a row from Cincinnati, but I think he's making a case. He had another great start yesterday. Sorry, for the Rays. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs. I think he's making a case. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sold.
You think Castillo being in a pennant race and Cole not will sway some voters?
Better not.
I think MLB, the Writers Association, I think sometimes they're swayed by that, but I don't know. Okay, we're gonna close out this episode here. Talk about my Phillies a little bit. I'll give you guys how I'm feeling about the Phillies. No, we're not worried about them. We're not worried about anybody right now.
Wow.
No.
Right.
Hey, now.
Clip that.
The Phillies are sitting exactly where they wanted to be. Going into the season, nobody was picking the Phillies to win the division. Rightfully so. I wasn't. I would have been happy with second place, and that's what we're going to be getting. And back then, when we thought the Mets were going to be good, third place was a legit conversation for people, for the team who just represented the National League in the World Series. Crazy, but Phillies are where they want to be. we're sitting good in the wild card right now. Frankly, I think we're gonna still get the number one wild card spot. And to be honest, I don't really care if we get the third wild card spot, even because we're in the playoffs. And at the end of the day, wild card 1 versus wild card 3, whatever. Obviously, you want the division, but whatever. If you're in the wild card, you're in the wild card. Zach Wheeler is an ace. Aaron Nola, we might be able to sign you back at a little bit of a discounted price now this offseason because you have been horrendous this year, my friend. So hopefully we can get Aaron Nola back at maybe a discounted price. But Zach Wheeler's been phenomenal. Taiwan Walker looked great. Michael Lorenzen been a little shaky since that no-hitter. Don't love that. Schwarbaum, 40 of them now on the season. I don't care that he's hitting under 200. He hits home runs. That's what matters. So what are you guys feeling about the Phillies?
Battle tested. I think they'll be fine. But I mean, Cubs are closing in on that first wild card spot. And I think you would want those games at home.
Ideally, that environment's going to be insane compared to going to Chicago, but Kyle?
I had mentioned this to Melo. I believe it was last week. I think the Phillies have the best clubhouse in baseball. The vibes that they are throwing out every single night are insane, right? I think that goes a long way. I love your confidence, Matt, and I wish that I could have that with the Yankees, even when they are doing well and in first place, whatever it is. I don't have that, but anyway, the Phillies look good, they do, but I'm not convinced that they're gonna get past the Braves this year. I think that's what worries me. I think that they can get out of the wild card round, but past that, I don't know. They have expectations on them now. It's different. Last year they didn't have none. This year they do, and I think that might play a little bit of a role in this. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here or anything. I think the Phillies have what it takes to. I think they have what it takes to win the whole damn thing, but I'm just not convinced that they can get over the Braves this year. That's my thoughts on it.
Okay. What about if the cards fell, however they would, either the Dodgers overtake the Braves as the number 1 seed or the Phillies somehow fall to the 3 seed? How would you feel about the Phillies' chances against the Dodgers compared to the Phillies' chances against the Braves?
I mean, either answer, I'm gonna have one of you guys at my neck, but
I'd still be nervous.
I would be. I still would be nervous, but I like their chances more. I like the Phillies' chances more against the Dodgers than I do the Braves. But like I said, I mean, even what I said about the Dodgers earlier, if Mookie is healthy and playing this postseason, that's gonna be something, and if they can get Kershaw on that pitching staff, I don't know, man. But no,
I'll take my chances with playoff Kershaw.
No,
I'll take my chances.
I knew that was coming up. I like both of your guys' teams. I do. I think you guys both have a great chance of taking it all the way. But no, I think it could go either way. But like I said, I think the Phillies are a good team. I really do. I just think the Braves are that much better.
There you go. Melo.
Dodgers might lose a series to Bryce Harper. We might lose a series to Kyle Schwarber. But I can guarantee you one thing: we're not losing a series to Bryson Stott, or we're not losing a series to Alec Bohm. I can tell you that right now.
Understandable. I mean, now Trey Turner, you didn't mention him. You might lose the series to Trey Turner too. As of recently,
maybe. I'll give him that. He's good.
Yeah.
Or he'll do what he did with us and drop a pop up and bobble a double play ball.
Hopefully not.
He's coming. He's
No,
coming.
no,
Postseason
no, no.
Trey. He's
No,
coming.
we treated him right. We treated him right. We gave him that standing O. He never would have got that at Dodger Stadium.
How about the first half of the season? Did you treat him right?
Well, nope, probably not. But we treated him right in the World Baseball Classic. So that's 2-1. 2-1. I feel good with that. But yeah. So I think that wraps up the episode pretty much. You guys got anything else you want to add quick? Melo, Kyle?
Jason Dominguez hit another home run. So I just wanted to add that.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Seems like Kyle's excited about Jason Dominguez.
100%.
Yeah. Melo?
I like Matt being confident about his Phillies. I like that. Put your balls on the table, Matt, and that's what he just did today.
I did. I do feel confident about the Phillies. Yeah, I think that's it pretty much. We took care of the Padres for you, so we're working to get that magic number down.
Yes. Let's see real quick before we get out of here. What is their magical elimination number? They are down to. Does it say here? 14. The magic number is 14 for the Padres to get eliminated from the NL wild card. Forget about the division. They weren't winning that anyways. They were out of it after June 1st.
There we go. All right. Episode 37 in the books. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Adios.
Adios.